Something is wrong. Foul. Curse it. Huh? Malevolence. This land bears deep affliction. The land breathes once more. This rune's blessing might help me break the AORUS curse.
Yes! They may try
I'm busy.
I have contracts, High One. Until next time, then.
I'll be with you.
Hey, it's all dark and brooding. Did you fall from the sky?
Not because you look like an astronaut, but because your face is messed up. Run from here, please! Don't!
They may try up the fire, but little do they know what fire's in.
Another makeover! Step right up. You have a new design.
Another time, perhaps.
They may try up the fire, but little do they know what fires these hands have endured. And Asa! Oh, that little tart! But with her crimson locks and her pompous sway, she will bear the brunt.
Harvey! What? Something else?
We'll speak again.
She will bear the brunt of her fury. She will regret having ever followed her.
You're looking for the
mother
blacksmith?
without aid.
He's out. Went on an expedition, he said.
Why are you here? That marks the end. Well, you need to go out with your family.
Cloud Sun.
This marks the end. Well, you need
Leave us in peace.
I'm busy.
These dark visions oppress me. The warm light of wakefulness is sweet relief. And yet I must see more, wherever the darkness leads me. A message from Volka. If I drink the potion, I can return to my vision. These new visions of Odin trouble me. Am I alone in seeing them? Or do the tales of Svartalfheim hold some other meaning? Perhaps I should warm my bones by the fire. Gather my thoughts for a moment. I would like to see what you have in stock.
Finished?
I'll see you later, friend.
Until next time, Eivor!
Tove, how have you been?
The fire made me think of the myths and legends Sven loved.
Would you indulge me with a tale? I would be glad to hear of Svartalfheim.
I would not tell it half as well, but his favorite was a fable, to remind us to find meaning in our deeds and not in how others think of us. Svartalfheim was not short of legendary dwarven blacksmiths. Everyone has heard of Ivaldi, of Brucker and Sindri. But this tale is of a stonemason. He lived as far south as he could, where Gulnamar meets Svanhvit. His workshop sat upon the shoreline. Obsessed with glory, his love of masonry had all but died. He scoured the shore, seeking precious stones washed up from other realms. Then he saw it. Something beautiful, glittering, shimmering across the water, upon an island he had never dared travel to. He hastily built a boat, working long into the night. He set sail and found many rocks that sparkled and dazzled upon the island. He cried out in joy. To craft anything from such stones, he would be remembered for all time. Then he felt a sudden sting on his foot. Then another, and another. His eyes adjusted to the dark. So consumed was he by his desire for renown, he failed to realize he had walked into a nest of snakes, until it was already too late. And so, clutching the stone that sealed his fate, there he died. Remembered, yes, but only for his folly.
A fine tale, Tove, and well told. Sven would be proud. you and Bridget well?
Of course. The flames soothe my mind, as do the tales told here.
Do you have one to share, Gunnar? A legend of Svartalfheim.
Aye, a story of a king who could not see the wood for the trees. Reidmar, greatest of dwarven kings. Within his palace in Gulnamar, he wanted for nothing except an heir. Reidmar and his wife had grown old. Perhaps too old. Late one night, consumed with worry, Reidmar walked in the shadow of his vast mountain-top palace, tears in his eyes. "The great king! What ails you?" a voice said. Afraid, Reidmar saw no one. "Who goes there?" he replied. Then he saw who addressed him. A vast and ancient tree, perhaps almost as old as Ymir himself. Reidmar sat upon its roots and told the tree he feared he was too old to give his subjects the legacy they deserved. The tree was so moved, it wept and offered its tears to Reidmar. "Drink, great king," it said, "and your woes shall be washed away." Reidmar observed the grass, the meadows, the leaves of the tree. His subjects' happiness could be seen in how they cared for the land. His legacy was all around him. Reidmar felt at ease, realizing he had everything he needed, and asked that the land receive the tree's gift instead. The tree's happy tears flowed evermore, enriching the land. 9 moons passed, and a baby's cry rang through Reidmar's palace. Long would dwarves place gifts in the weeping tree's roots, in memory of Reidmar and his kindness that shaped all he touched.
All things happen when they should, old friend.
I hope so.
Eivor! Whatever is the matter? Have you been spending too much time drinking Valka's special sauces again?
I am troubled by visions of Odin and of Svartalfheim. They flood my mind without warning, without invitation.
Aha! Which is how Thor flooded Svartalfheim. Thor, fast to act, but not so fast to think, would stomp and thump and fight and bump everywhere he and Mjolnir should go. One day, he fought a giant in Jotunheim with such ferocity that Thor's killing blow was felt through all 9 realms. The ground shook, mountains rose up, hills tore apart, creating canyons, and north of Svaladal, the massive lake that housed the springs of Yggdrasil split open, flooding all of Svartalfheim. The dwarf king, Hreidmar, acted swiftly. He built 3 mighty dams, preventing further damage to his realm, working alongside his beloved subjects. So surprised was one builder to see the great king working as an equal that he slipped, tumbling into the raging waters below. Without hesitation, Hreidmar leapt, once from his horse and again from the center of the dam's lip, diving into the frightful torrent. Before the builder could even cry for help, Hreidmar was pulling him onto dry land. And so 2 giant statues were built to honor the king, one for each leap of unthinking bravery, and stood until the end of days.
Until Ragnarok.
Aye! So you see, actions ripple outward, like a stone falling into a lake. Or like Thor crushing a Jotun skull with Mjolnir.
Affecting everything, whether foretold or unknown.
I fear my tale has only worsened your concerns.
No, a good story is a log that feeds a mind's flame. Thank you, friend. I hear you seek tales of Svartalfheim. You are not alone in your glimpses of the Aesir. You have seen them too. No. Only the power the visions hold, and their effect on those once held dear. You speak of Sigurd. Do you want my tale or not? There was a dwarven miner who cared only for his work. Mining was all he knew, all he wanted to know, and all he would ever know. One day, he heard a strange noise. All his long life, working in the northern mines of Vangring, he had never known a boulder to squeak. He ignored it at first, but as the hours passed, the squeaking continued relentlessly. When the miner could take no more, he split the boulder apart with his pick, and then he saw a squirrel. Until now, pinned by the boulder, afraid and tired, the freed squirrel climbed into the miner's long beard and slept for 3 days. When the dwarf awoke the next day, he found fruit and nuts waiting for him. A gift from the squirrel, the first the miner had ever received. Finally, the miner had a friend. The squirrel led the dwarf to a stone hill within a lake. There, the dwarf would fish for supper, while the squirrel played in the trees. One night, watching his fishing line, the dwarf drifted off to sleep, smiling, enjoying the happy squeaks of his friend above. When the sun rose, its light did not find the dwarf, for he had turned to stone, his short-lived bliss captured evermore. And the squirrel? It never left his side, hoping his friend would awaken, just as the miner had waited for the squirrel to do the same. Sigurd. He is not lost to us. In every great story there is truth to be found. I wonder what could be found in Svartalfheim, in the place they spoke of. The water is boiling with them.
Look at all those delicious fish.
To see you.
May I see your stores?
Perfect. I'll happily take these. Eager to find a new home for these. I can resell these. You know you have use for this. You won't regret this purchase. Is that everything?
I'm off. Be well, friend.
I hope to see you soon.
A message has come. Claim my vision of Svartalfheim.
Just into the next round.
Weighty swords. Burden alone makes them too much.
Worse than Ivaldi's forge back in Asgard. Let's see what these dwarves can tell me about Asa. This area is off limits.
trouble. Leave us in peace!
Can you spare a moment?
Piss off, One Eye.
Friendly. You toil as if tomorrow will never come. Is this the pace Asa demands?
It keeps her pesky rodents off my back. Keeps me fed. Well, barely. At this rate, I could eat a troll.
I imagine the hunger pangs hit quite frequently here. May I offer you something to eat?
It would surely help keep this toiler going.
I have something that will sate your belly and hopefully rouse your spirits.
How can I repay such a kindness?
Asa is a common enemy of ours, and I'm looking for her.
Huh. Common enemy is right. If I had it my way, I would bash her pretty face into scalding goo. Sadly, she has not returned for me to try my hand. And I do not know where she has gone.
Is there anything you can tell me?
I get the growing sense you mean to confront her.
Forcefully.
Then do have caution. Asa can use magma to treat her wounds. Quite quickly, I might add. She always has a silky fresh layer on her skin.
I'll have to remember that.
If you see Asa, you will give her my friendly regards, won't you?
What are you doing here?
Can you spare a moment?
Piss off, One Eye.
Friendly. I would have a word with you.
And Asir? You should not be here.
I'll only take a moment.
Please go. I do not want trouble with the guards. They allow me to speak only when reporting to them, and them alone.
What are you doing here?
I should disguise myself as a muspel.
Go away. You're all out. That is enough.
Puke
Is
you
it
out
not?
with a spoon. Oh, I would hate to have to do that. Hey, listen. A tad longer. Heard? Ensure the message is fully understood.
You have made your point! Please! Let me out! Oh! What are you doing?
Getting you out? Are you okay?
I owe you my life. Those Muspels were prepared to let me bake to death.
You are in no debt to me. Though, as it turns out, I have need of your help.
Me? What can I help you with?
Putting a stop to this invasion.
I am listening.
I know Asa oversees your work, and I need to find her. What do you know of her whereabouts?
Nothing more than which way I saw her leave. It was east. Though, interestingly, she took a bunch of my people with her. Diggers. Maybe she is scouring another site.
That is helpful. Farewell, and keep safe.
Ah, at last. Oh, relief.
Go up! Damn you!
dwarf will want this gemstone.
Don't want any trouble. Father, I think you should leave.
No! What is... What?
Do not react. It's I, Yasin.
What? That is quite the disguise. If Loki is giving lessons, tell him we could use his expertise.
I have him locked away in a dungeon cell for roughly the next 1,000 years.
So then, what brings you? You have not come to lend your hand in the muck.
I'm looking for Asa. Can you help me with that?
Sutor's daughter. Haven't seen her for some time now. She's got her minions keeping a watchful eye on us, though. What I can say is that wherever she goes, she makes it a point to forge large magma pools. Seen her do it here. Walks around in them. I hear she can even move through them.
Something to look forward to.
Crafty she is. If you see any liquid fire pits, it may be proof she is nearby.
I will keep an eye out.
No! What is... What? Ah!
Are you all right?
Move away! I need to fix this, or I'll lose the whole batch along with my head!
Are you all right?
Move away! I need to fix this, or I'll lose the whole batch along with my head!
You and I should talk.
Hi, one. Is that really you? What are you doing here?
I've come looking for Sutra's daughter, the one they call Asa. I hear she frequents this place.
She makes her rounds. Comes to see that we are working as best we can.
What is all this work for?
Who knows? She brings us the ores, we extract the metals. They go to Sutra for whatever it is he so desires.
What is she like, this Asa?
Get on her bad side and she'll bark her threats. But so long as you keep on the straight and narrow, she is, tolerable. Ensures you are well fed and healed of your wounds. Sets the bar high for a Muslim.
Where might I find her now?
I do not know, but you can try your luck around the kiln.
Asa appears soft of heart. Firm with smell.
Bad. This is very, very bad!
I'm looking for the one they call Asa. Does the name mean anything to you?
Think, Bumnori! Think! If I could just free that damn trap! How can I loosen it? It works! It works!
good as new.
You have done me a great service. I could kiss you.
I'd prefer you use your lips to tell me where I may find Asa.
Asa? What business does an Asir have with a Muspel princess?
I have a quarrel with Sutur. His daughter will help me rectify it.
And how do you plan on that? Asa may come off as a young cub, but she does have a dark side.
As do I. Can you tell me where to find her or not?
Not exactly. The resources we receive come from a Milna, but I haven't got a clue which. Our blacksmith, Dramnik. Asa took some of his workers with her. He may know more, but have caution. Last I heard, the guards are making an example out of him.
Some other task has stolen Asa's attention as of late. If she's distracted, it will make capturing her all the more simple.
Leave us in peace! Go away! We've enough misery here!
Don't bring us any trouble.
Please! Don't be seen here!
Please be on your way.